We are now live. We are now live. Oh boy, we are now live. We are now live. Eneo Kasimi aliendeku atiamu ugena kaunga
yakagenda ko mufunide w'abantu wallahi.
Yes, hello, hello. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Hold on a second. Yes, hello, my good people. You're very welcome. My name is Lawrence, the crochet master, and yes, welcome to our YouTube channel. Kevin, can I video for you? Welcome to our YouTube channel. Yes, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Maurice, the crochet master, and yes, as usual, today we're going to look at very, very good things, and I would like you guys to join us. And as usual, the way we always do on our live, we always make sure that as long as you join, make sure to tell us where you're watching this live from, and of course, you tell us your name. So it's about your name and where you're watching from. Yes, yes, we feel good whenever you tell us where you're watching from, so that we also continue our life. And please, another thing that you should not forget is make sure that you tap on the red hat so that even others can join us. So, guys, you have joined us, and as usual, we're going to start our live. Okay, and yes, this is how we always move. And big up those ones who are watching from the Clippers. We love you so much. So, since we are going to do something that is different and nice, what I always focus on before we do a styling, the only thing we always have to do is to know our head shape. That is the very, very important thing, because once you know someone's head shape, you already know what you're going to be doing. So now, of course, right now, we always have our lives on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So most of the times when I'm doing it right now, just because on those days I might not be around. So that's why we're trying to do this. Yes, I have weddings that I'm going to be working on, so that's why I'm not going to be around for that. But as those ones who are joining, please, let's try to make sure that you tell us where you're watching this live from, so that we start our live. Now, we're going to be using our bobbins, and most of the times when I'm doing the natural hair, I always use these small ones. It's not that important one like I always use, though it is also according to the shape, it's according to the hair. If the hair is very, very thick, you can also use the long ones. But like now, like her hair is not that thick and it's not that long, we can use only the short ones. So as we are styling, of course, when I'm trying to style, I always first do this, because when I do this, it gives me that shape. That now, according to her hair, according to her head, if I do this, still it is also giving me another thing. So, as of it all, I will always know that maybe if I'm also trying to do a sideways, because that is something that you can also see. You also try to see on the sideways how it looks, and when you find like the sideways also not giving it out, so you try also other other ways. Hey, big shout out to you. Look like jumped out of the place. No. I'm sorry. Okay, so come Christian Faith watching from Chile. Anna, Uganda bankoze batya olwona oluzungu lusitusu ebintu bye birimu olulimi bisobola kusobola. Now, let me just start doing the styling, but of course when you try to look at her hair, I feel like when we do this, there's the way to look, and yes, if it is puffy, we are also trying to mind about our natural hair. Since we are not going to add in anything like an extension, we're going to focus on styling only her hair without any extension. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to I'm going to make sure that we do it this way. Oh, it's me, Tina. Hello from the USA. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so happy to see you. It's me, Tina. We love you so much. And yes, so today it is all going to be about styling these simple corporate hairstyles that you can do all the time. Like, let's say, going to the office. Yes, and they just try to do this simple hairstyle. So even if it's a day, yes, just do that. Sorry. Is this up your I have some little bit flu, but let's try to do this. Now this is good. Hey guys, as you're joining, please make sure that you tell us where you're watching from. But guys, when I pull up here, I think you can see how she looks like. Guess what? So I think we can do a style that is also in a mohawk styling, and this one, of course, we always have to fold aside to come this way, and after, of course, we have also this side too.
Ndaba eyinza okuba
nabonimoginongereza waddoofu asobataki. So here we go. Kubanga weesiga omukono gwo nti gulina jini ebigambo byomusoma promise eyiyo nakiri sinjali. Because I want to be reading this.
Yeah.
But hey, ate yo teraga n'abantu abali ndaba abaana bokka.
nagiwadde amasannyalaze wali mu kikubo.
Okay, now, hey guys, those who are watching, where are you from? We are from Uganda. And now guys, those who are joining, please tell us where you're watching from so that we continue with this, where you're watching from. So now what I'm going to do, I'll manage to get these. So after getting these, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull them to come this way. So pulling them, of course, as we are styling, what we always do is we have to make our center to be in here. Okay.
So, are you done or still there?
Like the foundation where we're going to do our pins. Okay. So of that, I'm going to first pull this, and now the foundation will be, it is just in here. So if it is in here, it means we have to, at least we be like we are braiding there, so that even our pins are going to start. But after it all, you can even remove. Okay. Sorry. Okay, this is Dash watching from. You just say you're most welcome. Okay, full love watching from Georgia, USA. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, and yes, Fiona watching from Hong Kong, Sham. Oh, guys, those ones who are joining, thank you so much for joining. And yes, this is okay. Oh, I got police watching from Nigeria. But live in Italy. You're in Italy. Wow, that's so awesome. It's now trying to be fun. Okay, so I pull this very well, and then when I bring it here, I already have where I'm going to put my pen. Okay, so this is how I bring it here. So I just bring my pen to just Kevin. Tumuita music. So now the only thing see now it is firm just because we have the other foundation in here. And most of the times when you're pinning when you're trying to pin, guys, make sure that you always ask your client, because at the end of it, all these pins and the way they can hang, so you always have to ask them. Once you feel like when she tells you that is somehow painful, you try to put it maybe in using another. Try to adjust. Okay, so as we continue, this is how I'll fold it, and this is how it looks. So at the end of it all, okay. Okay. So now, when we're having this, already this one can always is already giving you the picture like where we're going and how we're trying to like how we are moving and where we are all like where we're going to do this. So now we are remaining with this. So of course, when we are styling, most of the times we always need to make sure that at least we know we start from the front. That's why I always like advise most of the times when we are paying, let's always try to start in the front, because the front is the one that gives even your client that maybe she's going to go this way. So you always have to make sure that you start from the front so that even the client can see it looking nicely. So at the end of it all, you might say, let's do it this way, but I first look in the mirror to see if it's going nicely. So I bring my head, be this, okay, and I have ties like that. So this one I pin from inside like that. Okay. After it all, I'm also going to bring this again and make sure that I roll it to come still this way. all of these, it is just a matter of just creating something that, since we know like our natural hair is just like a spawn, see how I'm rolling it, going it this way. Get it? Of course, we know like it's like a spawn, so, and we're not adding any hair extension, so we just have to roll it accordingly, because we want it to remain like this big. Okay? Sorry. So at the end of it all, on these two that you have done this, you can just still come and join them. She reminds me waiting. Wow. Wow. Just not see a live streaming just oh, plus the hair by clippers. Yes. So now here we go. Now when it's like this, still I'm going to do the same thing here. Yes, it's meeting out. Sometimes we always do it that way. Okay. The same that you remind them waiting his home. You know what? You cannot know it. You cannot his. You cannot know it. You're too young. You know him. You know her. Just sound like song. That's all, we don't know it. You know it. I know that. It's called waiting. So they're saying that you remind them that person. Okay, so after this, you can see how we're going. Now this is the remaining one. Of course, this one, if I put it this side, it will also do something. Let me try to fix it to come back this way, so that it brings this. Okay, and okay. Get it? So I'm rolling it, coming back this way. So still going to. So guys, what I'm trying to do here is that when I don't like I don't like squeeze it when I'm rolling it, because we're not adding anything inside, okay? So there is nothing like trying to do it hard. In my hairstyle, which one? Which one? So we're remaining with this. I always try to tell you guys to always to make sure that you first with a front. Why? Just because most of the times it's the one that gives you that thing that you see, like you feel like yes, when I'm doing it from the front, even my client can also tell me that maybe I don't like it, or maybe we can change a little bit. You find like you're working with your client at the same time. Okay, so Here it is. Now, as we're continuing, of course, as we're joining it this way, now we're going to start also having our to hide these pins, because styling, when you're styling, it's all about hiding the pins, okay? Hiding the pins. Your pins are not supposed to show at all. So I come, I bring this, and then I add in the pins. But once you're adding the pins, please try to make sure that you don't put it like down the scalp, okay? You need to play around with the hair inside the hair. Now here we go. Again, roll it this way. But as we are styling, remember we are having this in the middle. There is something that we're having here in the middle. So, as long as you feel like the way you're styling, you feel like there's something here in the middle, and we also have to get the hair that is going to cover here. So if I overtake this to go this side, it means I may fail to have some hair that I'm going to use here. So all the hair that I'm trying to take the other side, I have to calculate that at least I leave some hair in the middle that is also going to help me, okay? That is going to help me to cover that, because that part also need to be covered. So as we're joining, see, this is how it is. And now I'm continuing. See now this hair that I've left here, of course I can play around it to come back here in the middle, to come and join this. So that's how you just have to keep on playing around with your hair thing. So now when we reach here, of course, as we're braiding here, I just braided it, but I didn't make it like to be more tight, because I still also wanted to play around with this remaining hair. Okay, so I'll just come, and you see now my middle is coming out nicely. That also this one can help me in some other way. Okay. I'm sorry, I have some glue. So you are doing the style without adding? No, I'm not adding any hair extension. I'm not adding any hair extension. We're just doing her normal styling. Because yes, when it comes to natural hair, I believe you can always play around with our natural hair, since it is very thick enough and we don't add anything, okay? So here, I want just to create something here in the middle. Just like that. But you always have to make sure that your pins are hidden. And of course, like this hair that is remaining here, you can always play around it to make sure that I cover here in the middle. This is how we're going to continue like doing, make sure that we cover all these ones. So most of the times, sometimes it depends on how you sleep. Now those people who sleep crazily, you get it. But I believe like this hairstyle, at least it can last for her like probably it's supposed to be like 4 days. 4 days, because this is like a sponge. Once you sleep, also stays in that way. Okay, it's just a styling. But the good thing about natural hair styling, look down. The good thing about natural hair styling, for it can stay, since it is like a sponge. Okay, So again, I have to remove this. After removing it, I roll it to come in. This is very protective because there is nothing like gel. I've not put any gel. I've not put any. I'm not adding any hair spray like, let's say, the holding sprays. I'm not adding anything. It is only styling her natural hair. So by the time she feels like removing it, it is going to be very easy for her removing. Okay, so that's why it is very, very protective. And when she feels like removing it, it's going to be very easy. That was done. So this one you can see, like, I'm removing, but once I take the hair, I have to make sure that there is some hair that is going to remain in the middle that is also going to help me, okay, to cover some other things. Here we go. Now you see, I'm here. Simanyi ababeera ddala wakati anti bayinza omwana wala naye tebaana bakyemi mukola kusaire naddala mu baana okola okuyita. Okay. So I want to show you. Take it down. Down. So again, one more. Whoa, the manga. So it is the same thing that I have to move with, going like this. So you see the way I'm rolling this one that I roll inside, it helped me like to create that volume down, like the volume when she feels like it creates that that thickness down for it to be thick enough like to hold it well. That's why whenever I do, I roll it this way, I create the thickness down. So again, I pin this inside like that. Once again, do it this way, then roll it and make this. You get it? So those are the things that you need. Oh, Alicia, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry, the floor is killing me. Okay. Now you can see how I'm creating all these humps that like the hair is short. I believe it is short, but still we have to have that sponge feel down there. That's why I roll up this, and once it is turned behind down this way, it means there is that hump, like something down. Okay. So if we're adding in the hair, the extension also, it will also have been something different. But all in all, the only thing we have to make sure that our pins are not showing. Okay? Our pins are not showing. So we do it that way, and still we roll in. So here we go. Same thing. One year. Now, as we are finishing, so again, remember we have the other side and we remain with only this hair. So also that one you also need to remember that how are you going to achieve also this side, because we have only this hair. So at the end of it all, you just have to style as you're counting your hair. So that like as you're counting the volume of the hair that is remaining, so that you don't do those mistakes. So at the end of it all, I will have to first come back this side, okay? Because there are some things that are still also showing here, and I also try to hide them again. But like the one said, you always have to be talking to your plant until, like, once the pins, like maybe if you feel like it is hurting, then you try to remove it, because it is very, very important, rather than leaving it there and then you find it hurting. So of course, you also have to continue with this side, going, because all in all, I want to have that low like the one I got the other side. But at the end of it all, if I do this side and the other side, means somehow, somewhere, you might find like in the middle you're no longer having anything. Okay? So that's why you also need to mind the middle, like the hair that you're going to leave in the middle. Like the way we said, we always have to. We always have to make sure that our pins are all hidden. Now we are just remaining with only this part. Now if it is big, now if we're remaining with this part now, you see why I first did this side, because I knew if I would continue, I would find myself like I'm not having this. So how do we do this here? Because if we try to take this side, you'll find like there's some that is not going to get. So let me try to roll it here. When it comes here, I will have pin down here. Then what I do, like try to cover up here. I'll have to make sure that I pin this here and this the middle here, so that it pulls cover up here. So I'm remaining with only these two. But the whole thing I cannot take it the other side. I also have to make sure that I remove one. Goes this way. All these techniques are done when someone is not with thick hair, so you're trying also to utilize the one that you're remaining with to get the perfect bands. So here we go. I'm having now this, but remember there's still also our hole that is also up there, so I have to first remove this. You know, you style, but as you're calculating the hair you're remaining with, because at the end of it all, when it is all finished and you cannot see it anymore, there's no any way you're going to do what? To get it from. So again, I come here and we do this. So after doing that, I still come and I pin this in the middle. So of course we are remaining this, and automatically this one that we are remaining with, you already know where it is going to be added on, okay? So this one, it is going to be added on this hole that is remaining here, and there we are good to go. You see, this is how it is put. You just have to roll it in a good way, and then I put it here, just like that. So after adding it here, here we go. Here we are done with all these, and once the pins are not showing, that is the perfect thing that we wanted. And here we go, not the class. Safari zirapromise kwa kushaka izo kushibikura kimwe because twabazana no bucence buce obwishoke hati bwakayishoke. Now kamazuma tikayakara. Since we have first with this hair, now the coming here is what I was trying to tell you, that now we started with this, and this is not is thick, but just because her hair is still short. But now the person who is coming, we are going to have it like real thick hair, and we see how it is. Someone's asking Norris, hello, Norris want it go flat when she sleeps. Now, it is like this. When I roll it, the way it is like a sponge. I believe like we all know how natural hair is. And of course, I would say that she can sleep this side and this side. She won't sleep from here, she will sleep from sorry, because according, we all know that yes, her hair is not that very thick, but at least she can sleep in those this side and this side, and maybe like in the middle it will have been very fine. So for now, everything we're going to do, of course, of course, we're not going to add like the bride, like baby hair thing, because we feel like for all those time when we put them there, then they create those white residues, and we don't want them. So we just have to use the brush, like brushing it, and that's what you can always use also, okay, to brush it very well. Yes, and this, and of course, plus this side, that's what she can also try to use. And at the end of it all, it will all be looking very nice. So this is what I was trying to explain. Once we're trying to style our natural hair, this is the way to go with all these. And I believe if we can keep on learning, I wouldn't say that yes, tomorrow or any other day we cannot do it. As long as we want to learn more with hairstyles, you'll find us like even tomorrow, like the way I say that on Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to be around. I have a wedding that I'm going to work on. So I believe that we can do most of the ones that we have been doing. For that time, we just do them right now. Yes, and there we are good to go. And so, of all, since we have finished with this is what I got for you. And yes, we're going to the next model, and we see how she's also, we are going to have her styling in the way that is due. I posed to myself this, for my girl, I really wish to learn from you. Thank you, Abigail. It's very simple, nice, right? So for now, for her, she's good to go for her office. And now we are going to do something else for someone and see how also it's going to look like. So this was the short hair, but it is thick, though it is short. Now let's also try to see another one with a thick hair, but when it is sorry, when it is long enough. Okay. You're most welcome. And guess what? This is now hair again. Okay. So you have some players
Promise my sister. No, Hey, sorry. Let's first style her, and then we can style the other one after. Now the hair is more sisters with their hair. Oh, thank you so much. Is hi guys, how's the network there? Can try to talk to me. How is the network? And then you good morning. Yeah, hey, shout out to you guys, those ones who are always joining our lives most of the time. And I cannot forget with Alicia. And yes, it's me, Tina. I hope you're with us. So still, let's try to also style her. Yes, please. Oh, but I think it will get step after. Let's try to wait a little bit to get stable, as long as we are not off. Okay. So here we go. And yes, do this. So even her hair, this one's hair is also thick. Now, this is what I was trying to tell you last time, that most of the times when we're going to style like this kind of hair,
we always have to first make sure that going to watch your other page. Oh, okay, no, it's okay, fine. Maybe now, if we are trying to do her hair, if you're trying to look at her hair, her shape is she had got a short forehead. You can see it, okay? So now it means if you're also still trying to do something, it can always look good, like the way I've been explaining to you guys, that most of the times when you have these short forehead, like when you have short forehead, I mean when these corners you don't have like mine, the way you can see this corner, it means anything that is with puff, it can always look good. Because even when I do this, you see something that is looking good here. You get it? Is someone saying audio is not clear? The audio is not clear. Is it now clear? Hello? It is clear now. Okay. So if you're trying to see, we can hear you all. Okay. Now, if you try to see, which means it? Which means it? Network ability. Corner. I don't know what we're going to do about the network, but I'm trying so hard to make sure that it's fine. Let's try the clippers again. Because I think for the hair by clippers it is somehow clear. Okay. So now as we're doing this, of course, what I'm going to do right now is, after saying that yes, it is going to be like the other one, we still have to get the other way around of to make sure that it is a pathway. Now, if it is a pathway, of course, you just have to maintain the. I would say that we can do the pathway, or maybe we can do a mohawk. It can also look good when we try to do a mohawk. According to her hair, let's try to do something with a puff. Okay, something with a puff. And of course, you know how we always sleek with our thread. This is how we sleek with it. So it is just here. And here. So at the end of it all, we shall have to tie here. Okay. And once we tie there, now we're going to start doing the sleeking. Okay, and I've been telling you that sleeking this, just have to do it as gentle as possible. Now since the hair is thick, you also try to make sure that your thread, you make it as tight as possible. Of course, it is not hurting because I'm working on someone who can tell me that maybe I can loosen enough to get, so that's how I'm doing it. I just have to make sure that we sleek it this way of all sides. But as you're sleeking, guys, try to make sure at least it is the behind that you do, so like to make sure that it is the behind that you make sure that your thread moves over more, okay? If I try to show you here. Okay, so it is the behind that you make sure you hold enough, because we don't want to do a puff that is going to stop, like it's going to go more behind, okay? So it just have to be, how do they always call it, that an updo that is just in front, not like the behind. So this is how we slick it without the gel. I think the network is now stable, guys. Okay, I can see it's now stable. Okay, yes, me, this light is clear. Okay, the regular thread you are using, yes, it's the regular thread that I use. I don't know if you have the thread of your shoelaces, you can also use it. But I use the regular thread, but you don't use like these small ones, because for them they can get stuck with the hair. So you just have to use like somehow big. That's why I combine them, like make them four. Okay, because this is natural hair, it can stick with it. So I just make sure that over here, already so na kuatana kanyenye. Mama, is that only the produce that because we now go to know what okay, so that's how I make sure that I do this. Now, when this one is done, of course, there's somehow some natural hair, you know how it can behave. There is some rose ones that you find like they're getting stuck with the thread. What you do, just bring your comb like this, pull them, and make sure they are inside, like that. Okay? Sorry. So you make sure that you speak Portuguese. No, I'm not speaking Portuguese. Okay. So here we go. Just like that. And make sure that I do it this way. You can see now my path is an updo. And now, once it is just here, it is slicked very well. But always we have to ask the client, like, do you feel it tight? Okay. Now, if it's not tight, that means we can always start our style, because that is the only first thing that we always have to ask. So this time around, like those ones who have been seeing me like styling this thing, like we call it a Cinnabon. I may say this time around is going to be somehow different. Like when we are styling, we have been styling it. We have been styling it like rolling, but when they are standing, I'm sorry, the floor is clean. Okay, now, of course, now today we're going to try to make sure that we style it when it is not so much in that way. So I can first come and bring this to be here, and when I want them to be there, of course, when I pin this here, it means I can first bring this here and I first pin in front. Now when this pin is here, of course, it means I can play around it to make my something here. So I keep on doing that. So I can bring like two of them, because maybe there's something different that I may want to do here in front. Okay. And it's the same thing. I'm going to come and I pin there. Sorry. Then the floor is killing me. But I took even the front. So, let me start with this. So I'm rolling this, I'm going to come and I roll up here, then it moves like this. We need to understand like these steps. Oh, this is very big. what number? So now here, going to do this again. Guys, never mind about such a people. You just have to focus on what you want and continue. Because everyone is going to come with their energy. So, and we are not going to stop them. So I'm also going to come and do this first one. This is now this is not like the other one. Get it? Like this one is somehow, it is like it is thick. So at the end of it all, you will need to make sure that you pin, but as you're pinning, still you make sure that you create you create that that volume down, because at the end of it all we want it to remain thick. So still I do this and I bring thickness here. Get it? After it all, I pin up here. So same thing, I remove this. Why I always want, like most of the times, to pull out these tips is just because whenever these tips are not there, like whenever the tips are pulled very nicely and we roll them from inside, it means even when if we remove the styling, it will like the hair will be protective enough, like to just braid, not again finding like the tips that are already tangled and you need again to spray or maybe to add the detangler to detangle them. No, so we always have to make sure that the tips are clearly well, and then we do our styling. Okay, like that. So in the middle, again, we come again, and we do all this. So still, this is how we do. So again, now after doing this, of course, we are remaining with bend. Now we are doing this simple, faster hairstyle. Like this is a normal hairstyle that we always do. Maybe like we are done plating our clients and we like a client just to go with her natural hair, or maybe just doing those, I know those natural hair salons, they feel like just adding the normal 2 twists, it is enough, and then you go. But you just have to at least to style them so that they feel also perfect in the morning when they're going for work, because this is not going anywhere. So again, come and I do this. So that's why it is always good, like you wash, after washing, you treat, then treating, you do something like this. Toto mama kama tunaba kusino. Okay. Sorry. Now you can see how
is natural and so as. Thank you so much.
Okay, Vengo Tamblanco. Okay, so now here we are going like this side. Cross all these. I have to have the tips. Then I make sure that we roll in, continue moving like this. Okay. Get it? Now you see the puff, our puff is now moving, like it's going behind, it's not coming like here. So it means for her, even if she sleeps while looking upwards, it is fine. Okay? Again like this. So my pin here is pinned inside it is passing through the thread and on top of this one that I've rolled, okay, passing down in the thread but not down on the scalp, okay. So again, come with this arch here. Down the thread, it comes up of this one that I've rolled. So even this one, the tips can come and be here. Okay, still press it that way. So the same thing. I do here. Sorry. Again, with this one that I rolled down here. Like that. The tips, of course, it's also supposed to be inside, like that. Get me? And here we go. The slow. So your remaining width is true. And of course, also have to make sure that this, sorry, and with this, so I have to make sure that also this is rolled in here. Brilliant. Okay. So you see how I be asking my client if she feels like any pin is painful, she just tells me, guys, because when it comes to pins, once it hurts, trust me, it can hurt the whole night. So always have to make sure that you ask your client. So we are remaining with only this, but I've taken it all to make sure that it is all like this. Okay. And then here the tips, very very important, so they can remain. That's natural. It is also styled. So here we go. Now we are remaining these ones that I pinned here. Mwalira kama tulinje? Ndio kamera je? Zona kama ya kuzile mstari zikuzile. Shout out to the camera woman, Promise. And the pin giver, Praise. So here we go. Now you can see how our path looking like, very, very nice. So we would say that how are we going to do these two? Okay, now these two are also going to have their way of depending to how you want to create your follow. Say that it is all this way to create something like sorry. Excusez-moi. Let's take some water. Knowing my hairstyle, you know me. So now here we go. For these two, I'm going to say that since our if I say that we try to let me try to see if we're doing the twisting. Of course, once we try to do this twisting, it means we shall have to make sure that they're not that sharp. Okay, they will have to be falling down. Let me try to do something here. You know, when it comes to styling, I don't know how to say it. So when it comes to styling, of course, it's all about creativity. And now, sorry, now leaving them being that sharp, it means we just have to make sure that what are we going to do about these. Okay, we'll say passing them here. It's all about creativity. So this one comes, and also this one comes. You want to promise that you now. I promise on that. Madde yekuza yenga jetuluza mwono yeka naje nditinganebera nga wino ekidi yakubadde ngate kumbi ali yeka. So now he's done this way. Make sure that I pin it this way. And if I try to see in the mirror, I get some good view here. I don't know what you're seeing there, or maybe you can also tell me. Wow, looking good. Thank you so much. That is my number for Mary Acheng. Thank you so much for saying that. Now guess what? Yes, somebody else who can also say something about the style, please, you're welcome. Don't just keep quiet like that. Joe Santos beautiful? Saying what? Oh, that me first. Okay. So guys, as usual, like the way I said, kabrush can how as the way I said that most of the times when a hairstyle is going to be stayed for all that long, I don't always try to put the gel on top here because I know at the end of it all, today, tomorrow, they can create those white, I don't know how you call them, but those white ridges, like the white ridges, actually something like that, the whitish things. So I don't put it there. Then we just use our toothpaste, like brush and did. Beautiful girl and her hair is lovely. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, I need that kind of a vibe to see that yes, you're with me, guys. Okay. So here we go, and we are done with her. You can just count the minutes used, and just because I was doing when I'm teaching you guys. So, but if I'm serious on it just takes like 10 minutes, and the person is gone. So for now, this is what I have to show you for her, and guess what? We now going to face the real hair. Yes, we are from the first hair, you saw it how it was. We went to the medium hair. Now we're going to the real natural hair. Yes, Cassandra, natural hair is very beautiful. Thank you so much, so much. Okay, now put pause. Okay, yes. All gone, the language. All right. We'll learn. Now, let's face the real natural hair. Say bye-bye. That's what we always tell the people. You say here bye-bye, and there bye-bye to everyone. Okay. Mama, you say that correct. So hey guys, you're most welcome once again. Those ones who are dropping the likes, please make sure that you give us the likes as usual. Now we have come to the real hair. The real hair. I never became it. What I am. Well, yeah, you're so good. I think what is it? We have to talk about watayamba wali yazungidde abaana bali kamera bantereereza ng'ate wabadde mutereeza obeeyo bujje nkusale yakusasuza sina nabuddeko genda kunsanga nti. So guys, let's try also to do okay. Now when you also trying to say her hair, you see when I'm trying to do this, there is something that you say. So most of the times when you're trying to style, I always want to tell you this, that you always have to first, you try to keep on pulling the hair, doing this or doing that, so that you get the real styling of what you're going to do. But now, as according to her hair, it is real thick hair. But of all, we also still want to get something from it. So of course, if you're trying to get something from this one, we might say we are going to do something with, let's say, today we do a mohawk, we do a half. What do you want? What would you want? Mohawk, it's when we pull here and we style this on top on the other side. And the part for it already. For the behind the down do, we also know that. Okay, the down do, the one that goes down. With the what? With the middle line. Jesus Christ, though. She wants something going behind with the middle line. And that's. Okay. Yeah, this one she need to borrow you some hair because seriously, she has got real good hair. Yeah. Knowing my hair, so that I'm going to say I don't know. Okay. Abari bya money.
Mukaaga
Like I'm Ha, omuntu unaweza kuwashika hizi. Now, if she wants the hair that is going behind, of course, we have to make sure that we pull this to go this way. But of it all, have we tried like taking something this way without? Let me try to put the line inside. So how are we going to slick this without the gel, and we have to slick it naturally without anything? So of it all, when someone says something like that, we have to keep it in mind that we have to choose having a we have to choose like having a what? We have to choose like having how can I say it? Having a base, okay? Be having a base, a foundation, like where we're going to start all our things first bring that way. Let's try to do this kind of thing. Remember that those people I told last time, like last time, that's the one I was trying to explain, that sometimes we have to make here a line, and then excuse me, we put some corners here, like to create the foundation, so that the hair that is all coming comes to stop here and we pin it from there. But let me try to also try to slick it. I'm just doing it for the first time. I don't know if it's going to come, but all along I know it can come. I feel like it can be easier for me to style this. So it's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to pull this so that it comes back there. Let me try to bring this in the middle. Yes. Okay. So close. Yes. Now let's try to slick this going this side. Okay, guys, those ones who are joining, please let's make sure that. So I'm going to put my thread here. I'm going to put my thread here and going this side so that we can start doing our styling. Okay, so I think I don't call it. So now let's start our slicking, but this time around I have to be very careful also, like with my pins around me, so that when I reach at the point of where I want it to stop, it's why I stop. So you can. No. So we are moving. So we are slicking again. So as we are slicking, of course, we have to make sure that this is moving, but we don't want the behind to move. Because we don't know generators, but you have to slick when it is down. Okay? But they don't come down. You know, like you make slicking with hands. You get it? So we repeat it. Guys, I'm doing this for my first time. But it's going to work. I feel like it's going to work. But as you control, you just pull it from down. Yes, then. Good. Now try to go. Make sure it stays down. Good. Yes, we're going. Keep on pulling. Good. You see how it's going? Yes, nice. We're moving. You don't have to enough. We're not generating like that. Good. So you see how it is going? Now again. Again. It's fine there. Now if it is this way, of course, I'm going to first make sure that I hold it from here. But of course, everything we're trying to do, I do it with my client. Once she feels like somehow, somewhere it is painful, we try to. Eh? Yarugo. Yarugo. Oh. Clippers culture. Bring them please. How many clippers? Massage. Massage. Aha. Yeah, I want to say something. Kumgazanga nawata kushashi. Kubilis. Yeah. So what do you want? Yeah. Now, what is? Okay, if the signal is getting lost in the other channel, it's okay. Let's try to move with this. This one.
So microphone is still.
Yes. Hi guys, I'm coming. Try to make sure that's. Guys, I'm coming. You don't want to use it? What? Fika kan kanga kufunga mu chini. Not yet. Gente ne post ne chariona iti. So nakamazideka. Okay. Okay, right guys, let's continue with this one since the other one is not coming. Let's continue with this one. Fast. Because of the before. Was it?